Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. The SNP's Westminster leader, Stephen Flynn, is sensing that the winds of change are upon him. He is looking around, he's seeing that the old guard are dissipating. There is no more this undue adulation for Nicola the leaderine. He knows that times are a-changing. He must change as well, and he is. He is starting to put distance between himself and his former First Minister. Her little coterie no longer have powers, and he knows it. He's setting himself up to be a free man, a free elf, more like. But he is, nonetheless, changing his views. It's not, of course, outright criticism of Sturgeon. Far from it. He daren't do that. That would be a step too far. But he has lost that sort of view of perfection of what Krankie would do. He is starting to say that, yes, mistakes were perhaps made. Maybe. He is admitting that not everything was entirely rosy, and he's taking a different angle towards things. And he's actually asking her to come and reassess her relationship with the people of Scotland. I think the majority of whom would be glad to see the back of her and, the jail cell key thrown away. But we'll look at what he's saying and what he's doing and see if it's far too late for an old man like him to change his ways. Here goes. Now, it's said that a leopard can't change its spots, but Stephen Flynn is attempting to do it. But as far as it goes, he's going to have a tough time. He's so closely aligned with the old guard that people won't be able to sort of prise the two apart. Anyway, Flynn distances himself from Nicola Sturgeon and Ian Blackford amid the lost trust claim. The SNP Westminster leader urged the former First Minister to regain the trust of angry Scots, and he rejected a call by his predecessor to allow nationalist politicians into the House of Lords. Of course, we did that story as well. Ian Blackford wants to become Lord Blackford. He's desperate to sit as a peer. It's money for life. He doesn't have to work. It's paid, keeps him in pies. He's a very happy man. And he claims, oh, look, well, we're inside the tent. We can be making changes. But, of course, that's not party policy. But I do think, I think Rishi Sunak, on his resignation honours list, should give Blackford the option. Say, look, I'd like to make you a lord if you want it. And let's see if he takes it. Because if he does, that would just be a whole new cat among the pigeons, wouldn't it? Would certainly pay good money to watch that happen. Anyway, now we're talking back on to Beryl, has attempted to distance himself from the two nationalist old guards as he urged Nicola Sturgeon to win back trust of Scots. Flynn also hit out at his predecessor Ian Blackford for claiming the party should start sending people to the Lords. With the former First Minister facing growing criticism over her handling of the COVID pandemic, and boy did we do some videos on that yesterday, and there's probably more to come as more revelations are revealed. And this is including deleting her messages and, of course, going against expert advice and locking down people when there was no need to do so. Very naughty, Nicola. And that is the one I think that may well end up costing you everything, but we'll see with that. He did move away from outright support for her for the under fire MSP, whilst not really outrightly criticising her, just not supporting her. But it's as much as anyone's ever done. Nobody other than him now is outright, or current sitting, is outright sort of turning like he has turned. Now, of course, you've got the likes of Fergus Ewing. He's criticised her in the past, but he's always been a rebel. Kate Forbes has been critical, but again, she's on that sort of rebellious side of the party. But of that little coterie of lickspittle sycophants and obsequious oleaginous pervs that she surrounded herself by, Flynn is the first to come out and say outright that she needs to change, that things need to be done. And I think with it is that that's the start of that ramshackle construction falling apart. We've already seen at the inquiry, people are starting to criticise her. People are starting to distance themselves away. Liz Lloyd, for example. And when you get your most loyal supporter sort of backstepping away slowly, you know the time's up. And as that sheen comes off, people will look for a scapegoat. And there is no greater scapegoat than Nicola Sturgeon, because she ruled as basically almost a godlike figure. It was a monarchy The SNP was a monarchy and she was the queen. And so she, of course, is the one who carries the can. The buck stops here, as it were. And there's a lot of bucks. 600,000 of them somewhere. Anyway, speaking to ITV Borders, Mr. Flynn was asked whether he thought the public outcry against Mr. Sturgeon will mean the SNP will take a hit in the polls at the next general election. Oh, undoubtedly. The COVID brief group have been outspoken about how their trust in the former First Minister has evaporated due to the evidence given at the UK COVID inquiry. He replied, I trusted the judgment of the First Minister during the time. I trusted her openness and honesty with the public. Openness and honesty with the public. And it's now been shown that she lied, she covered up, she went against all the things that she should have done. She lied about the things that people were telling her. She said, no, that was not what we were told. And that was full well what she was told. She turned it into an exercise of political challenge to get independence. There was no honesty and openness. This guy is just full of absolute horseshit, isn't he? Anyway, he said, as I say, when Nick comes in front of the inquiry, hopefully she can regain the trust of those people who feel they no longer do trust her. Well, I don't know of anyone who trusts her. I've never trusted her. I've always seen her as a liar. And now, of course, she's a proven liar. Now we know the evidence is out there. You can call her a liar to her face, and there is nothing she can do about it. Nicola Sturgeon, you are a liar. Sue me. No, you can't. Because I've got that thing that you don't have. Facts, truth, honesty. The facts are on my side, and you, Nicola Sturgeon, are a liar, and you can do sod all to me. All your power has gone. Imagine you bestrode the political sphere like a demigod, secure that everything you did was backed up by the state, and now look at you, a right state. You're nothing and you're nobody, and you're fading fast. And soon all your power will be gone. You'll be sitting there, hopefully in a jail cell, and everyone will look at you with righteous disgust. Anyway, Mr. Flynn was then asked whether he thought he and his colleagues could lose a few seats at the next GE due to the scandal and a loss of trust from voters. What's he going to say? The fact is they're going to lose probably over half their seats, and they've lost all their trust. And then we saw the election this morning, the video this morning. Even more, it's constantly swinging. More and more. More people going from the SNP, predominantly to Labour, but there'll be other parties. But the SNP have lost it. Anyway, he said, I think that the general election is very much fought on the cost of living crisis. You can say that, but it isn't. The economy, you can say that. But, the economy, yeah, okay, give me that one. Energy policy, no. The Constitution, no. Even migration, yes. Migration and the economy is what this election will be fought on. Anything else is bullshit from a man who doesn't know what he's talking about. He will lose this election because Scotland's economy is in the shitter and it isn't coming out, and that's all down to the SNP. Tax, not passing on business rates relief and things like that. All sorts of things. Entirely down to them. That's the destruction of the SNP in a nutshell. The migration is a general issue based on people not wanting foreigners to come over here and take without give. There's no give, it's all take, and people are fed up with it. And there we go. So he is an absolute lunatic, and he is at least starting to see the light. He's starting to see that the best thing you can do, as far as Nicola Sturgeon is concerned, is to run away very, very quickly. And just look at that picture and look in the background. These people are on 100,000 a year. And they sit there, sleeping. Wow. Nice money nice good money for sleep, isn't it? Wish I had a job like that. Anyway, I shall stop there, come up, and we round off. Makes you wonder how many more will jump ship over the next few days and weeks. There'll be a lot of them distancing themselves. As everything closes in around Nicola Sturgeon, people will suddenly be, who's that then? Never heard of her. Never know. Don't know who that is, love. They'll all develop Sturgeon amnesia. I have no recollection, officer, as they're being questioned over the malfeasance, criminality and corruption that she oversaw as her time as leader. Nobody will remember anything, and they'll all be running for the hills. Sturgeon who? Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Do please hit that subscribe button. We are less than 60 away from 10,000. Your hitting of that button will get us there. That is a tiny, tiny figure. We can do it today. I need your help. I'm calling on your help. Let's get to the 10,000 today. Thanks very much for watching. Until next time, goodbye.